I spent months finishing this basement. The framing is done, the electrical is done, the bathroom is finished, but there was one thing that kept bothering me. Everything down here is relying on one sump pump. If that one pump failed or the power went out, this entire basement could be at risk. So today, I'm fixing that. All right, here's the finished install. I am super pumped with the way this turned out, but make sure you watch through because I had two major unexpected things occur that I definitely wasn't expecting. I spent months finishing this basement, and can you hear that? We've gotten slammed with rain over the last couple days, and every time we do, tile steadily runs into that pit. Clearly this neighborhood is on a high water table. I've yet to have any water in the basement, but I am nervous if the power goes out or that pump fails, all this work that I've done will be wasted if I'm not home and we get 2-3 inches of water in here. All the shiplap would have to come out, insulation would have to come out. So today I'm gonna install a sealed sump lid and a battery backup. So we've had 3-4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, and that is the tile that comes from the outside of the foundation wall, and it is running pretty steadily. And then there's the one that comes from the inside, and I've yet to see this one run. However, when I put the shower in the basement, when I dug that pit out to get to the plumbing, water was filling up in the hole. So there's definitely a lot of water around this foundation. Here is the backup kit that I bought. It's a Barracuda pump, 45 gallons per minute, which that's plenty for this. This is definitely not anything super crazy. However, if it was left unattended for a few days, it could cause some real damage. It's got a vertical float, which I wanted. I didn't want one that kind of swung up and get caught on the side, so this is a vertical float that will attach to the PVC. Based on the amount that this pumps, I could easily pump water for 2 to 3 days at the rate that it comes in, which should be plenty for me. And then in conjunction with that, I'm installing this Radon sealed sump dome because I am going to install a Radon system too, and it's perfect that I have this interior tile, so if I seal this and suck all the gases out from underneath the floor. That's gonna be a separate video. Today, I'm just gonna get this installed. If your battery has posts, it comes with these little adapters so you can put these on the post. This battery has threaded spots already. So I'm going to hook this battery box lid to the battery. So it's got 2 cables. Obviously red is positive and black to negative. All right, so I'll get a wrench, tighten those down, and then I can put this lid on, and that portion is done. That's fairly simple right there. This is a supplied check valve that comes with the backup sump, and if you can see in there, water will discharge that way, and there's a little flap in there, so if water is coming back, it'll push that closed. And so that's important for a couple reasons. Reason number one is when each pump is running and pumping water out, this check valve will keep it from coming down the pipe and back into the pit. So that other pump, the primary pump kicks on, it'll apply pressure against that valve in there, it'll close, and then it'll force the water up that pipe. And secondly, you don't want water in that pipe coming back into the sump. So it serves 2 purposes. Each pump, your primary and your backup pumps, have to have a check valve before the pipes connect together and go out of the house. And then this is a rubber coupling. This will go on. Then my PVC will go in there and tighten on there. All right, so I unpacked this Radon dome, and this might be a little bit of a challenge getting this all installed with this running. So what I'm gonna do, as soon as that pumps the next time, I'm gonna undo that screw, slip that off, get that over my pipe so I can start at least kind of figuring out where it needs to go. All right, it's pumping. I got quite a bit of time. I bet it's 15 minutes. Wow. All kinds of junk on this. Get that set in there. I do want to clean, kind of want to clean that out, the bottom of that pit out. Check that out. All that nastiness came out of there. This installation would have been fairly simple if I hadn't added this sealed sump lid. It just added a few extra steps because you have to make sure that the pipe coming out of the two pumps lines up with the hole in the sump lid. So that just added a level of difficulty that you wouldn't have to deal with if you weren't installing this sealed sump lid. And then this will sit like so. Those as close together as I can. So here is the main sump, here's the backup. This one has a check valve here. I just installed a check valve here. This one is pumping, water can't come back down and go back into the sump, and vice versa. If this one is pumping, water can't come back down because the check valves will keep the water from going back into the sump. Now that we got that done, we need to set that back in there with this filling up pretty fast. Then I need to line that up with that hole, and then I need to cut this off and realign it. Alright guys, so I have this all connected. Can't believe I didn't record it. This is getting really, really full. I'm gonna pump this out. Oh crap. What's going on there? What in the world? I'm wondering if this is even where this goes to. This is crazy, dude. Look at that. Water started coming out of there when I pumped it. That means I'm gonna have to dig down from outside. All right guys, I am not sure what's going on, but this was getting really full. I just pumped it and water started coming out of this hole right here. So I'm not sure. I'm just wondering where this pipe goes to. I'm gonna tidy this up in here and then I'm gonna have to go dig down. It looks like I'm gonna have to dig down 24 inches from the top of the foundation. I am back from the property. Found me a lonely shovel. I was thinking it was cracked back there, but it wasn't. This joint here was coming apart. If you look at this, I don't know if you can see the height difference. They had this pipe pushed way down. I don't even know how they did that. So there was a lot of pressure on this joint, and you can see this one was glued, but it wasn't pushed down all the way, and that one wasn't even glued. Here's the fitting. You can see this side was glued, but they didn't get it seated all the way. And this side was never glued. So what was happening is when it was running a lot, the water was coming out here, and the easiest path was up along this pipe, and they would come through the wall. So I'm gonna have to seal that wall up, which isn't a big deal. Another problem you can see is that pipe is underwater. So it's somewhere it goes uphill enough that this just doesn't drain on its own, which isn't a big deal because there's a pump, so it's gonna push the water. And we did, my neighbor came over and we actually stuck a hose down this pipe here, and it did come out in the street drain. I'm gonna leave this open until this runs a couple times, make sure everything's good, and then we can fill this all back in. All right, so here's the final setup. It's kind of hard to see down in there. You got the primary pump over there. It's got a straight shot up. Then you have the backup pump over here that Y's in, and they both have check valves down there. And then here's the float for the backup. So if that pump would fail, or power would go out, water would come up, and you hear that click, that's gonna start the backup pump. So now I need to get this fastened, and then that sealed. There's a seal that goes on there, which I can't forget to put on before I hook that back up, and then get that fastened on to here. That is solid. Squeezing out on the inside. So I'd say that's good and sealed. Now we can put our lid on. All right, so my advice to you is if you're doing this kind of a sealed sump dome is to test the primary and backup pump prior to putting the sealed lid on. I guess I was a little bit overconfident in thinking that it was going to work just fine. I then switched out to a GFCI double outlet so that I could plug both of my power cords into it. And you'll just have to watch to see what happened. I'm gonna test this. I think might be enough water in there already, but I'm gonna pour this in there. Some sump. And it's not turning off. It means the float's stuck or something. Come on. You want the good news or the bad news? The good news is this is all completed. The bad news is it's got a little giant 6 CIA pump, which is an internal pressure switch, and it's stuck. So that means probably shavings from me cutting the PVC or something has gotten in there and stuck that switch open. So I gotta dismantle this. So I gotta take the pump out in order to fix it. I'm gonna close that, get to use that, I guess. I could have easily cut this part of the video out. However, I want you guys to understand that sometimes, no matter what you do, things don't go as planned and you just have to figure it out. And we're gonna do a little test here to see if this pump will kick on and off. Cleaned the bottom all out, flushed it out, so hopefully water's gonna shoot out that though. There it goes. Turned off, let's try it again. So there was some kind of dirt or something stuck on that switch. All right, I think we're good to go now. All right, guys, I sucked all the water, all the garbage out with my wet shop vac. Went ahead and spray foamed in around those incoming pipes. So what was happening is pea gravel dropping in there, and I think a piece of pea gravel got through the filter and stuck that switch open. So we're gonna let that dry. It's already dry, setting up pretty good. Regular sump pump turns on and then stops. So now I'm gonna unplug that, get the backup all hooked up and see if it works. All right, I got the main pump off, backup one on. See if we get close with this cord. Nice. Everything is working. I tripped that twice. I'm gonna unplug everything, route everything back through this lid, and get it tidied up. All right, we got this all wrapped up. I just gotta put this viewing glass back on. You see the battery, this is a 12 volt battery. So we're sitting at 13.4 volts. You can also push this button and it'll tell you the battery is at 100%. So that's pretty awesome. We are up and running, and I feel really good about this. All right guys, that is a wrap on this install. It definitely had its challenges, but I am super happy with the way it turned out. I have peace of mind. I know that my finished basement is now protected. Hopefully I never need this backup system, but if I do, I'm glad I have it. And now I am prepped, and up next is gonna be a radon mitigation system. And so make sure you come back for that. One other thing, make sure you check out our DIY Pro group. It's for people like you that want to DIY their own projects, want to build their own homes. So make sure you check that out. And as always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share us with your friends, and don't stop dreaming.